Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of The Professor's Picks. I almost said a different show, Ken. I've way too many things going on my plate here lately.
Okay. So maybe the other show is better. Who knows?
I don't even know which one I was going to say. I just know I wasn't going to say The Professor's Picks. Anyway, welcome in the captain's chair, Mr. Ken Golden. What's happening, Ken?
Hey, nothing. How are you?
Good. Doing all right.
I'm getting ready to go to Prague Stock.
Ah, cool.
I'm going to go see As You'll Cry. And so if anybody's going to be there, is watching this, come say hello if you see me wandering around aimlessly. So, tap me on the shoulder, wake me up,
Cool. Sounds good. I'm sure there'll be lots of people there who watch the channel. And Annie's going to be there, right? Annie Haslam?
Yeah, I'm going to make it a point of saying hi to Annie. And my friend Tom Gagliardi is going to be there. Who else is going to be there? Michael Bennett's going to be there. So my longtime graphic designer. Everybody knows Michael's great artwork for all his album covers. So Michael's going to be displaying his art. As You'll Cry, who put their last CD out with us, they're going to be performing, I think, around 1 o'clock or so. So it'll be good.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, what do you got for us today?
All right. So we're going to be very professional, and unlike in the past. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take care of the pre-orders, and pre-orders kind of simple. First thing we have is Steve Hackett, Wild Orchids, and Steve Hackett, To Watch the Storms. And the one thing I didn't do, Pete, when we first did this is I wasn't smart enough to make little notes as to when the street dates are. So if you bear with me for 2 seconds, I'll tell everybody it's November. What do you guys care? It's coming out. They're coming out in November. They've never been out. They've never been out on vinyl. And they're coming out. Each one's coming out on black vinyl, and then there'll be a colored vinyl version. Let me see. I'm stalling here for a second because it's bothering me that I didn't say. Okay, December 8th. It's December 8th for the two of them. And the next pre-order that we have is our release. People have been asking about this for quite some time, actually for a number of years. We are putting out 0 Hour, The Towers of Avarice on vinyl. Street date's going to be January 12th. And it was kind of fun to do this because I kind of threw the script out the window. I didn't want it to sound like the CD. And we actually, I came across the original pre-mastered version of the album. And I gave it to Chris Muth to cut the vinyl. And Chris is amazing. Chris has a pro audio electronics company called Dangerous Music. He's very well respected, but he's a guy that he rebuilds Neumann lathes. I mean, he's quite amazing. And I asked him to master the album, and he kind of took like a purist approach. He approached this not like it was a metal album. He just approached it to master for the best possible sound. So when people get this album, they're going to find, to really get the most out of it, they're going to just have to turn the volume up a little bit, and it's going to be more dynamic. It's going to be more spread of the instruments. I think they're really going to like the way it sounds. So that's what we got for pre-orders this week. Now we're going to hit the alphabet for all the new CDs. The Cryptex, Nimbus, kind of a strange band. Have you heard these guys?
No. They
played at Prog Power. It's prog metal. It's prog rock. It's alternative. It leaves me scratching my head a little bit, but my understanding is that they blew everybody away in Atlanta. So we brought in some copies. So we'll see. Next thing, Dream Theater, the making of Scenes for a Memory, the Sessions. So this is I don't know if this one was originally out on Gitsy Gem. I would assume not, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
If Jim's not here, Jim would know. Jim's like he's the keeper of all things Dream Theater. Next one, this is an oldie, but I never had it, and Mr. Eric Porter was talking about this. Cameron Graves, 7. I know George is very big on this disc. This was a pretty damn good album. It's interesting. He's a pianist, a jazz pianist, and he called this album thrash jazz. To me, it's a jazz rock. It's a fusion album. some great guitar. He's just sticking to the piano with his great playing on. Did you like it?
Yeah, he's great. That guy, he's awesome. Yeah.
I didn't know anything about him, but I felt it was worth bringing in. So it came out in 2001. I don't know that he's done some other things since then. I think maybe live that you can
He's
only
got
get
a
on his
recent
Bandcamp.
live album, which is really, really good. Yeah,
But that's, I think, Bandcamp only, maybe.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's digital only. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're stepping out of my universe. The new Iron Savior, Firestar. That's actually going to show up sometime this afternoon. This one is very limited. We were lucky to get copies. I was only get 50 copies. I expect them to disappear real quick. And that is IQ Subterranea live at the place I can't pronounce in the Netherlands. It was out on vinyl, and then they decided to do it as a CD. And it's not on Giant Electric Pete. The band put it out themselves, so it's a double CD. We have a very good price, and they're going to be here. Well, they'll be here today, so we'll have that. Also showing up, the new one from George Joe, which I'm sure is not the correct way to pronounce their name.
Yeah, George Joe.
That's how I pronounce it. It's called Salaket, and it's it's like all these other great Norwegian bands. I mean, it's that retro prog thing, and like if you like the Chronicles of Father Robin, you'll like this. If you're a Wobbler fan, you're going to enjoy this. Caligonaut, you're going to enjoy this. It's right in that wheelhouse. And for my taste right now, Norway is where it's all happening for the really interesting prog. I like that retro sound, and the Norwegians, man, they stick to the script and they do it really well.
Yeah, I mean, you have Norway is doing all the really cool retro prog. Sweden is doing all the really cool retro like hard rock. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
it's Sweden and
Yeah,
Norway is where it's at for like retro that stuff. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely, and they all seem to do it really well.
yeah.
So that's the thing. So this is not next one is not particularly new in the sense that it came out last week, but I sold out of it, so I didn't get a chance to talk about it. And that's KK's Priest, KK Downing with Tim Owens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And good.
What you'd expect. Yeah, it's good. It's solid.
Yeah, right.
It's
So
not going to make
that's
anyone forget Judas Priest, but it's good. It's
okay. So here's one prog rock album that has been, let's just say, years in the making. The new one from Land of Chocolate. John Busby, Chris's brother, I think his younger brother. It's his band. John Kovac is on this. Was John ever affiliated with Sea of Tranquility?
no.
Was he Progression magazine, right? I think he wrote for Progression. So John's playing on guitar, and this thing took so many years to record that there's even another guitar player on here. So I don't know. I don't know if you've heard this yet.
It just came today. I'm looking at it right now. It's that and the whole catalog is sitting right over there.
You know what?
Yes.
It's pretty damn good.
It's good. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's a good album. I mean, it starts out right away. You start to hear a little bit of Gentle Giant in there, and it's a full on prog album. I mean, I have to say I was a little surprised because I hadn't heard Land of Chocolate in it's going to be decades, right? I mean,
20 years, I think. Yeah.
yeah. So I remember what they were like. I remember I carried it way back when, and I was surprised that this came out, and I was even more surprised that it's damn good.
For those who probably thinking the name sounds familiar and you're a longtime prog listener, you probably remember this album. This is the one that I remember, and this came out in 2001.
Yeah, so 22 years ago.
Yeah, I remember when you carried this, and
yeah,
I think I even reviewed this like all those years ago.
Look at that cover. Look at that. Check out that cover. That cover's awesome, man.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So unicorn on the cob.
That's there's the new one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing.
I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it.
They got a couple other things here, but
yeah, that I didn't get. But all right, next thing I got, which was going to show up sometime this afternoon. Anthony should go nuts over this. Nectar, Remember the Future, live in New Jersey, 2002. It's Cleopatra keeps recycling all this stuff. This I'm certain this is the Nearfest performance. So I didn't look at it intently, but it was the reunion show, and it was a damn fine show. So
I loved it. I thought they were great that night.
they were great. And I had seen Nectar. I saw them in that weird period where they had stopped, where they had broken up because Roy had left, and then Roy got back together with them. I never saw them with Dave Nelson. Then Roy came back, and then they were playing clubs. I saw them at my father's place, so I never got to see them with the light show until Nearfest. So that was pretty great. I enjoyed that. Next one, Peacock, the IC years. So Peacock were a German prog rock band that were signed to IC, which was Klaus Schulze's label. And they made, I think they may have made more than 2 albums. I'm not sure, but they made these 2, and they were like a synth-driven prog rock band, and not bad actually. I hadn't heard them in like forever, and like 40 years or something like that, and not bad. So these are the first 2 albums. It was called, one was called The Prophet, and oh boy, I guess look at me, I'm not organized today. I look like I am, but I'm not. And the 2 albums are I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. So that's that. Next, this to me, this was the real surprise. I really enjoyed Trevor Rabin's album. There was a media book version. We sold out of it already in pre-order. So right now we have the CD and we have the vinyl, which I'll get to in a bit. Kind of diverse sounding. I was surprised. It's got the prog, but some other stuff. But man, it's got some great guitar work on it.
Oh man, holy moly! Yeah,
you kind of forget he's a really good musician. It's like people like they kind of held a grudge against him, I think, because it's like the Steve Howe.
Yeah, he replaced Steve Howe, so we have to hate him. But yeah, he's an amazing musician and great vocalist and composer, and yeah, that I really like that album a lot. And you hit the nail on the head. It's very diverse. There's some arena rock prog on there, some chicken picking, almost country type stuff.
Yeah.
Little bits of jazz, and there's some. It's just he's shredding all over the place on it. It's really good.
He's talent, Yeah. I really like that last one he did. I think it was the last one, Jacaranda.
Yeah, that was good too.
That was a really good album. And you just forget that, the guy's good. He's really good. And I really didn't have any expectations, but I have to say I enjoyed this album.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
all right, now we're moving into the gray zone. So a few things, haven't heard these yet. Rush, Testing in Texas, the 1996 Houston broadcast, 2 CD set. I think was that Counterparts tour? I'm not sure.
Probably Test for Echoes.
Test for Echoes. I'm not sure. Okay, so I assume Testing in Texas. I assume that's right. I'm not that smart, I look smart. Not that smart. So next, this is an experiment because I didn't know if my customer base is interested in this band, and we're going to find out. I got 2 in from The Who, Live in Holland, 1969. I believe that's a double. And the next one, Swansea by Numbers. This is from the Squeeze Box broadcast, 1976. So I picked two different time periods. And, let's see if Laser's Edge fans care about The Who.
So Who were such a great live band. I'm sure both of those are really good. I'm interested.
I only saw him once. You ever see him?
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah,
I saw him 1979. I guess that was with what's his name, Kenny
Jones. Yeah,
Kenny Jones on drums. Yeah, I saw him Madison Square Garden. So
I saw him in Shea Stadium in '81. What was that? '82? No, late '81. Right, fall '81. The big farewell show where they played Shea Stadium with the Clash and David Johansen with Kenny Jones, and then I saw them 2 or 3 times much later on. I saw them right after Entwistle died, like a month after Entwistle died, and then like 2 more times after that.
Yeah, they were good. I remember my girlfriend at the time really into them. And it's like, yeah, we went, yeah, they were cool. So, all right, now we're moving into vinyl, and not a huge amount to report, but there's some stuff. But I should mention, since they're in my hands, Trevor Rabin, I got like yellow vinyl. And then I also have this deluxe edition, which is red vinyl and it comes with Blu-ray. So there's that. And I guess also because the Dream Theater thing, the making of scenes, we have this in gold vinyl. All right, other vinyl I have. Fate's Warning, which is Darkness in a Different Light. My eyesight's going. And then also Theories in Flight, Theories of Flight. Those are reissued. They've been out of print for some time. And this, I don't think it's ever been on vinyl. Sieges Even Paramount. And this is in that transitional period when they were kind of, are they a prog metal band? Are they a prog rock band? I don't know. They were a good band at that point still. There was some screw up with the distributor. I only have like 2 copies of it coming on CD. It's not even worth mentioning. They'll be gone by the time this video airs. But I'll have the vinyl. And let's see. The last thing I want to talk about, if I can get this app to load correctly, I have cool cheap shit. I like talking about the cheap shit. So Snapper, which has the Madfish label and K-Scope, they, on occasion, they offer deals on overstocks, and they had a huge deal on Snapper overstocks for both labels, and we got some incredible stuff here. So I could tell you that there are, I'm calling it the Snapper Mega Blowout Sale. So at the moment, I don't know, we've got about 50 titles or so on the website. You got everything. You got Gazpacho, Steve Hillage, Anathema. I'm just looking here. Pineapple Thieves, Stephen Wilson, Trifecta, all kinds of stuff. We have CDs and we have vinyl, and the price is really cheap. They start at like $4. Typical CD is like $7, $8. And often what happens is when I get this stuff, I'm surprised because I'll get some older version that's no longer available. Like they'll send me the media book of something, and when just the regular digipack's available now. So anyway, it's kind of cool, and they're all limited supplies. Yeah, looking Tesseract, Bruce. If you like K-Scope, you can have a field day, and people are already digging in. And that's kind of what I got. There's going to be more cool shit for next week.
Good amount of stuff.
Yeah, it's a good amount of stuff. And also, now that I got really fancy with this stuff, because people were criticizing us for not having good skills holding up our album covers. Tell me what you think. Do we look more professional?
I think so.
Do I sound more intelligent? Probably not.
The little image loader really can't do much for what comes out of your mouth, Ken. Unfortunately.
No, I got to get used to it though. But I'm so proud of myself that I figured out how to do it. So
yeah, I got to figure it out too, because I think there are times when like the glare just sucks. It's like like this is fine, but like when you get when you hold up one of these, it's kind of like
yeah, and then you're getting the reflection, and then if you're doing like an album cover or something that's in the shrink, you start it's. So, Pete, if you're having any problems figuring it out, just ask a 12-year-old. They'll
that's the best person. Yeah, I know.
They'll walk you right over to it, right?
To be older and try to figure out technology, it's always a challenge.
This only took me.
Yeah. Oh well. So for everybody watching, of course, the URL to go to is lasercd.com. We'll have the link down below, pinned in the comments, as well as the list of all of these items. So for those of you who like to kind of go and copy and paste things instead of going to Ken's site and search and type and all that kind of stuff, we try to make things easier for you, hopefully. So we'll have all that for you down below when this video goes live. And tune in 1 week from today for more stuff, right? So
always more.
Always more. There's always more. So what's the slogan for the show, Ken?
Buy a lot, buy often.
That's right. And if we don't say it enough, but you should, whenever there's something really, really good, you have to bring back the buy or die, because that I think is like, that is the Laser's Edge trademark right there,
Buy
right?
or die. Yeah.
Buy or die, right? So
Okay. I will take that under advisement.
there you go. Okay. So thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Look at that late afternoon sun coming in. Woo, all righty. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as we post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. We'll see you tomorrow for the UK connection, and Sunday ranking the albums. I will be ranking the albums of, I know I haven't officially announced it, but Weed Pecker. Very, very cool psychedelic band who has 4 immensely great albums. So I'll be doing that on Sunday. And until next week, for Ken Golden, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Take care.
Thank you.